Some people have lovely rubbish, don't they?
How do you make money for nothing?
Are you chucking that, really?
We are, yeah.
The answer could be hiding in the 20 million tonnes of household waste we throw out every year.
Presume it hasn't come straight out of the sitting room, then?
That's why entrepreneur Sarah Moore
My colour?
wants to get her hands on things before they hit the skip.
I'm a passionate buyer, maker and user of old stuff, and I've turned that passion into a money-making business. I make new stuff out of old stuff, and I sell it for a profit.
And with some of the country's elite designers and makers.
What do you think?
I think it's beautiful.
Is that it?
Yep.
She can transform her finds into desirable,
Absolutely amazing.
valuable,
Goodness me.
and let's hope, saleable items.
Oh, my word.
If Sarah is successful, then she can hand the profits back to the very people who had no idea there was cash to be made from their trash.
I didn't dream it would ever come to anything like that.
Welcome to Whitley Recycling Centre. A hustling and bustling hive of activity where Sarah's on a mission to turn your trash into hard cash.
Well, it's looking like it's going to be an absolute scorcher. I'm after some hot stuff to turn a cool profit.
But before you make a beeline for your local tip, take note. Sarah's been given special permission
Anything exciting?
to seek out 3 items
They're nice and solid, aren't they?
that she can reclaim, revitalise and sell on for a profit. First to get Sarah's attention is Michael, who has a van load of furniture cast-offs.
Look at that stuff. Hi there.
Hello.
Your rubbish is classy.
Well, it's not mine. It's my dear friend Rita. She's moving house and she's going to a slightly smaller place, and this was really in her shed.
So what do you reckon, 1930, something like that?
No idea. I'm not an expert. She told me it's an heirloom.
Right.
So, you know, she's had it since she was a girl.
Yep.
And she was born, I'd like to tell you.
In which decade, roughly?
You know, about
Yeah.
the 1930s.
30s, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It looks
So,
to me 20s, 30s shape,
yes.
that lovely little sort of shell shape back to it. It's instantly recognisable as being a period thing, and that makes it saleable because people who have houses full of 1930s stuff want chairs like that to go in it. So
I think it's brilliant.
can I take that away and see if I can do something with it?
I'm sure she would say yes. I'm going to say yes, because I thought it was lovely. I found it behind a lot of rubbish. I pulled off plastic bags, and there it was, and I thought, how sweet.
I would love to take that away, but can I come and find you, or you and Rita, maybe?
I would love to say. I'm sure she'd be delighted to meet you.
Fantastic. Well, it's so hot. I'm going to say thank you so much, and I'm going to take it away, and I'm going to come and find you.
It's
Brilliant.
all
Have a
yours.
lovely afternoon.
Thank
well done
you
for helping
very
out.
much.
Thank you.
A cracking first find. Well, Michael, any thoughts on what might happen to the chair?
Frankly, I've no idea whatsoever, but I'm sure from what I hear of Sarah, she will do wonders with it, and it will look absolutely fabulous. That much I can say, and I'm sure that Rita will be absolutely delighted.
Good man. No pressure, Sarah.
Well, the acid test, you've got to sit on them, haven't you? Oh, lovely. I think cocktail hour has arrived early. This is an absolute cracker. It's pretty. It might not be in perfect condition at the moment, but it's really decorative. And a chair like this, it can go into a bedroom, it can go in the corner of a sitting room, and it is going to look lovely. New upholstery fabric, tidy up those feet. This is going to be an absolute gem.
And the artisans who will pick up this challenge? The Bristol Upholstery Collective. This creative cooperative welcomes all with a shared passion for upholstery. Founded by Leanne Treadwell, this group of legendary ladies put their heads together to create furniture that has to be seen to be believed.
My style is very playful. I love to constantly challenge myself. I always want to do something new, and do it differently to how I might have done it before. If I wasn't an upholsterer, I reckon I'd be a back-end dancer. That was the dream in the 80s. MTV, I would have been there.
Well, Leanne, you might need some fancy footwork for this one. That's one item nicely tucked away, and while Sarah keeps a sharp eye on the rubbish,
What's that?
her nose is sniffing out the sweet smell of success.
I'd like to stand here all day doing this, but there's rubbish to find.
Correct, Sarah. No time to hang about.
Hi there.
Unless, of course, you used to be a hat, a coat or a scarf in Claire's household.
Hi there.
Oh, hello.
You clearing out?
I am indeed, yes.
Old wardrobe or something?
No, it's not actually. It's a downstairs cloakroom. We used to hang our coats on
Oh,
these.
yeah. So are you refurbing?
Totally, yes.
Fantastic. I like the look of them. Have you got an old house? Have they been there for long?
About 1930s.
Lovely. Do you know something? There's something about old stuff. It just wears so well, and it's so nice to see it. Just the thought of all the people putting their coats and
Yes.
hats on them. They're fab. So you're chucking them out?
We are, yes. We've actually just had a new boot room built, so I want all of the coats out of the cloakroom. So this has all come down.
Lovely old things. It'd be great to stop those going
Absolutely.
into
It's
the
quite
woodskip.
a nice mishmash as well, isn't there?
Yeah, oh look, yeah, the one on the end is lovely. Very
Yes.
sweet. Is this something that I might be able to take away and reuse?
Yeah, I'd be delighted if you could, yes.
If I could do something with them, can I come and find you and show you what I've done with them?
I would love you to, absolutely.
Excellent. Well, yeah, I think they could be repurposed really nicely. So I'm going to take those away, say thank you very much, and I'll be back in touch.
Wonderful, good luck.
Thank you.
Sarah's properly hooked. Thoughts on their future, Claire?
I really hope they're going to go in a family home. I hope other children are going to hang their coats up on those hooks in the same way that we did.
Loads of hooks here, so I think definitely worth saving. A bit smaller than the usual stuff that I take away, but I like the fact, I think they're 1930s. Somebody else has had a really good go and repainted around them a load of times. So they've been loved before, and I think we should love them again. And I know exactly who to take them to.
And the man to hang her hopes on, Bruce Faulsid. Bruce and his magnificent beard hail from New Jersey in the USA. His passion is wood in all of its shapes and sizes.
My personality is reflected in my work by trying to do things unique and trying to have my work reflect that. I don't look what other people are making. I try to just do my own thing. I love working with salvage pieces. I think the transformation is the best part. To take something no one sees any value in, and you put value in it. And I love being a part of that.
Well, Bruce, you might have your work cut out adding value to what Sarah's bringing you. That's 2 items loaded into the money for nothing van. It's time for Sarah to search for her own pound-making project. And she's promoting the health benefits of recycling while she waits.
Keep going. It's good fitness. You don't have to go to the gym if you've been to the tip.
Let's hope Paul's got some rubbish that's fit for a makeover.
What's that?
It's a coffee table.
Right.
Belonged to my mother-in-law,
OK.
and she was brought up by her aunt, who was married to a Russian.
Right.
He was one of the White Russians who was, in fact, the financier to the Tsar.
Wow, he was well connected then.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and that's where it came from, but it's been knocked about a bit over the years, as you can see, I'm afraid, so it's
Yeah.
a bit on its last legs.
it looks unfamiliar. It's not something that I'm sensing is English. I don't know about the decoration on it or anything, that it just looks really interesting, but I'm not sure what I'm looking at. So
No, well, I'm afraid I can't help you because I don't know either, but I think, you know, she treasured it and we always associate it with her, but I don't really know its origins, I'm afraid.
I just love the fact it's got that detail on it.
Yeah, it's quite pretty, isn't it?
So you just chucking it out, you've had enough
I was
of it?
going to, yeah, because, you know, didn't know what to do with it.
I think it's just the kind of thing that'd be worth having a closer look at to see if any of it can be salvaged
Okay.
or remodelled or
Okay. Oh,
something
good,
like that.
good.
Is that something I could take away rather
Of
than you?
course, yeah, my wife would be delighted because she, you know, she's got some sentimental value. I had to sort of almost wrestle it off her time.
Well, it's difficult when things are in the kind of condition that you don't want in the middle of your sitting room. Then
Yeah,
you sort of wonder
yeah.
what to do with it, don't you? Yeah. So I
it's a
think
shame, isn't it?
what you do is you give it to me,
Okay.
and you let me do something with it. And if I can manage to restore it or remake it into something, can I come
Perfect, it's yours.
and can I come and find you and show you what I've done with it?
Yeah, well, that'd be good. Yeah, that'd be
Fantastic.
really cool.
That's very kind of you, sir. What do you think Sarah has in store for it?
No idea. Because it's very scruffy, I'm afraid. It's really scruffy, so I don't know. She might use it as firewood.
Well, this table is just the perfect example of why it's such fun to spend a day at the recycling centre. I've never seen anything like it before. I've got no idea who made it or how old it is, but I just know that when it was first made, it would have been absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to take a chance on this one, rescue it, see if there's something to be done with it, and hopefully come back and show Paul something that just looks, well, a lot more exciting than this.
There it is then, 3 items found. Leanne and the gang will swing into action with the Art Deco chair. Bruce will be hooked up with the coat racks. And Sarah will be rushing home to tackle the table.
Well, it has been an absolute scorcher here today. Whitley has been on fire, but I've gathered great items and I know exactly which direction to take them in. It's onwards and upwards.
Our first port of call is to one of the most illustrious ports of them all, Bristol. Some of the most famous voyages in the world have started out from this historic city, but sailing into town today is a new journey for our Bristol Upholstery team. How are you feeling, Leanne?
So Sarah's on her way. I'm really excited to see what she's bringing in this time. Usually it's something that we can let our imaginations run wild on. So let's just wait and see.
Well, my sweet little tub chair has travelled well to Bristol, and I'm hoping the Bristol girls can give it a proper update. At the moment, it's looking really sad.
Oh, poor little tub chair. Here's hoping Leanne can turn that frown upside down.
What do you reckon to this little number?
Wheeling in.
How you doing? Nice to see you.
Good, nice to see you.
Should we have a look at it?
Yeah,
Do you
let's
want to
get
pop it
it
up
up.
with me? Thank you. Hold on, let me get rid of the skateboard. There. What do you think?
Very cute.
It is quite sweet, isn't it?
But a bit chubby.
Do you think somebody's just squashed it? Do you think it's wear? It would have been a bit tighter
I
in the
think
beginning.
they were made to be quite sort of frumpy in a way, but I like this.
I haven't had a really close look at it, but it's not looking in any sort of
not.
state. But I have got a vision for it.
Have you now?
I love macaroons, and I just think that sometimes when you go into a patisserie and you see these beautiful pastely coloured macaroons, you just have that, I've got to buy them. But I think it'd be great to give it some kind of patisserie chic.
Patisserie chic sounds pretty sweet.
Maybe some lovely soft tones on it, something like that.
And make it yummy.
Oh, I love yummy. Exactly.
I mean, it's a gorgeous shape. Maybe we can play with that in some way, bring it out a little bit more.
Yeah, and if we can enhance that deco look, then I think we'll be onto a winner.
Optimism abounds. But how much of a winner will depend on the budget.
Let's say 425.
Okay,
does that sound?
That's fine. I think any more than that, I'm going to struggle to make a lot of profit on it just because it's so small. So see how you get on. And, yeah, give me a shout when my macaroons are done.
Great, I will do.
Deal done. We're up and running. Thoughts, Leanne?
There's lots of components to it. I really want to look inside and see what this framework's saying. There's a lot actually to figure out. It could be quite a challenge to really transform it and make it delicious.
And with a tasty budget of £425, it leaves very little macaroon for error. In the beautiful surroundings of rural Yorkshire, Bruce has taken delivery of the cast-off coat hooks. How are you feeling about them, Bruce?
I don't think it's bad. I think there's some potential here. I really do. Waiting to hear what Sarah says. I'm thinking maybe a light fixture, possibly a coat rack.
Bruce has 1 or 2 ideas. Time for Sarah to share her thoughts.
Hi, Sarah. How you doing?
Yeah, really well. Now tell me, have a little package of coat hooks arrived for you?
Yes, it has.
What do you think of them?
Honestly, it's just a little set of coat hooks. I don't know how much we can do with it other than make me a floor standing rack. I don't have too many ideas what your ideas were.
That is pretty much where I got to.
Okay.
I was thinking like some kind of Citadel.
Something like that, yeah. Clean, but interesting.
So it's to be a freestanding coat stand with a Citadel or fortress style design. What's the budget?
Say about £150 for materials and labor.
That sounds amazing. At that price, there's the meat on the bone to make a profit. So just go for it and hope you have fun.
All right, thank you so much. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
An imposing freestanding coat stand it is then. Happy, Bruce?
It was great speaking to Sarah. She had a wonderful idea, and we're going to go with it. I'm going to put some artistic flair on this thing and really do something with, honestly, a very basic set of hooks.
Bruce is bringing his American optimism, and he may need every ounce of it on this project. Time to break out the pencil and paper. What's the plan, Bruce?
So what I'm thinking before I start here is I'm thinking 2 coat racks for the small hooks and some wall-mounted pieces of wood for the larger hooks. We're gonna do modern design for this.
For the smaller coat hooks, Bruce will build a freestanding coat stand with a hint of Sarah's Citadel theme.
Okay, so that's kind of the general design, and the hooks will go here on the ends. There we go.
Sounds ambitious and looks a bit scary. But with a budget of £150, let's hope Bruce will be able to hang tough on this task. In Sussex, Sarah is back at her workshop, raring to get started on the old table. She's done some digging and believes that the design on the top may have originated from the Orient.
In its heyday, this would have been the most amazing piece of furniture. It would have been really expensive, vibrant, beautifully made, and the centre of a room. But right now, it has no redeeming features. It's broken, somebody's had a really bad go at mending it several times, and there's nothing appealing about it. Apart from these tiny birds, just a little bit left here that I think definitely worth saving. So the first thing I'm going to do is polish it up a bit, see if I can bring out the last of these details, and then make a plan for putting them back into use.
Sarah is using an emulsion made of beeswax and turpentine, applied with a healthy measure of that old reliable.
Well, I think this is going to be all about the elbow grease, because projects like this, you just need to keep going at it. There's layers of dirt on here.
Sarah's mighty polish has delivered good results. Time for the next step, Bramble?
Who knows how to get these off?
With a bit more than elbow grease, I'm afraid, Sarah.
Well, I can't cut the top until I've got the legs off. And it looks like somebody has screwed and glued and filled them.
Complain, complain, complain.
They look nasty.
Yep, a tough cookie this one, Sarah, but it's nothing you can't handle.
I think it might have had other layers on the top of it and been some kind of huge stand, because this really doesn't tie up with the shape on the top. So somebody's definitely had a go at this before.
Regrettably for us.
It's looking really good, isn't it? Shattered, splintered, and deeply unattractive. Better crack on.
And what does cracking on entail exactly?
In Russia, traditionally, they made beautiful little hand-painted boxes, and I'm going to use my Chinese table with Russian connections to have a go at making some of those. I've got some of these craft boxes to help me along the way, and I'm hoping if I can cut out the details to make lids, I might make something that's saleable. I think it's going to be really hard work, though.
Oh, Sarah, that's never stopped you before.
I want a rough outline of where I'm going to cut around, because I'm not sure how this wood is going to trim up, so I think I'll cut it in a rough way and then see if I can do a really fine trim and sand around the outside. Well, it's cutting quite well. No going back now. One down, 5 to go. How's that going to work then? It's going to be a really weird box, isn't it? That's a really bad shape. The boxes aren't really round.
You're not filling us with confidence.
These aren't a completely true circle. They're only made of cardboard, so they're not an ideal template.
Now, Sarah, good crafters don't blame their templates.
That's not very round.
So far, things aren't shaping up too well for the old table. But having spent only £20 so far, Let's hope Sarah will eventually come out on top. In the beautiful city of Bristol, Leanne and her team are about to get started on the Art Deco style chair.
So we've had a little feel about for what potentially could be underneath. There's only one way to find out, and that's to get the bottom cloth off and see what's inside. Let's have a go. Should we grab some tools?
Oh yes, grab some tools and start ripping.
I don't like this leg anyway.
You heard the lady, take a walk, leg. Or should I say, hop it. What lies beneath the material will play an important part in the direction of the restoration.
Yep, it is a metal frame.
This is good news for the girls. Certainly no chance of woodworm, and a nice sturdy base to build on.
We found a load of wadding. This stuff has been packing out this area that covers the springs. And then this is coir, which is the layer that sits on top of the spring so you don't feel the metal when you're sat down. It's really old. It definitely needs rebuilding. So we just got to get on with it.
So the chair needs to be stripped back to basics, and it looks as if all that unpicking might take a while. If it's time you need, ladies, you shall have it. In West Yorkshire, Bruce is about to get cracking. His plan is to make a coat stand and coat rack from the old hooks. Sounds good. What's first on the to-do list?
The next step is to mock up a prototype out of some cheap scraps in the shop and put these aside and get to work.
All right then.
Measure things out.
Bruce is building a prototype of the freestanding coat stand to ensure that his intricate design is spot on. It does look a lot of extra work though.
This is the first part of the prototype. This is one of the 3 legs that I'll be making, but the prototype will just have 1 leg. It's just for a design. And now I have to make the upper and then the arm at the top. So that will be the next step. First thing is to kind of figure out how tall I'm going to make this coat rack. So I'm going to use the table as my straight edge reference. So I'll use that as my guideline of, say that, so imagine that this is the spread of the coat rack. So I'm looking for where I want this to land.
Bruce may be hard at work, but his time in Yorkshire has taught him to appreciate the value of a very important tradition.
My time in Yorkshire, I've definitely appreciated the tea breaks.
Not too much, I hope. There's still the prototype to finish.
You can see it's starting to come together now. Got the angles figured out a bit. This is where the hooks are going to attach right up here. I have to make all these tapers work together, and then the prototype will be finished.
Progress is good, and Bruce is clearly enjoying himself.
I love it. It's wake up every day and I come in here and I play around and it doesn't feel like I'm working. I just kind of get to goof off. Hopefully one day build really beautiful things, you know. That's the end goal, is to make stuff that people appreciate.
A tremendous amount of work has gone into putting this one side together, and that's just a prototype. Bruce will have to go through it all again to make the real deal. Blimey.
That is one side of the coat rack.
Yep, that's pretty nice, Bruce, but you've still got a lot to do. Better work through the next tea break. Back in Bristol, Leanne, Hayley and Harriet have made great progress with the tub chair.
Oh, yeah.
Bring us up to speed, Leanne.
So far, we've done a bit of work to it. As you can see here, we have actually tied down the springs so that we're actually in some kind of formation to hold somebody up, which is great. And that means we've also covered, ready to make our seat pad. Also, we wanted to extend the shape of the back of the chair here, and we've got these extra little shapes to add some height and some real elegance and make it real pretty. So I've got one of these left to do. So whilst I get on with that, I'll send Hayley and Harriet to go and prepare the seat pad. Is that right?
In your own time, ladies.
It doesn't have to be precision woodwork in here, which is a good job because I'm not very good at woodwork. But it just gives a little extra structure for us to build some really beautiful shapes onto the frame. I'm gonna have to get some good strong glue on this, clamp it up, and then grab hold of my drill and stick it on there.
Sounds like a top plan, Leanne. Over in Harriet's corner, some precision cutting is taking place.
Okay, so I've got my template ready now, and I'm going to pin it onto this, which is rubberized hair or rubberized fibre, which is basically a fibre which has been covered in a latex, which holds it all together and gives it that bounce.
Love your work, Harriet. Carry on. As for the third member of Team Bristol, give us the lowdown, please, Hayley.
I'm going to put some webbing on the back to give it a little bit more structure where it's now just empty space, so something for the foam to sit against.
A lot of effort has gone into renewing this old chair, and with its recovery still in the distant yonder, have all the extra hours added extra numbers to the budget. In Sussex, Sarah is giving her Russian-inspired boxes a final polish.
Well, I've made some boxes, but are they going to sell?
When Sarah uncovered it, this table was faded, broken and ready for the skip. But like a phoenix from the ashes, it has been reborn as a wonderful collection of little boxes. Sarah cut out and sanded down cylindrical sections of the tabletop and transformed them into box lids by adding a collar of luxury leather. The cardboard craft boxes were given a fresh new finish with a covering of walnut veneer, giving them a lustre to match the classy finish of the lids.
Well, I have saved the best bits of that little table and I've added veneer and luxury leather to create some really useful boxes. Will they find new homes? Your guess is as good as mine.
When Sarah met him at the recycling centre, Paul wasn't feeling too optimistic about the table's future.
It's really scruffy, so I don't know. She might use it as firewood.
Thankfully, it didn't come to that, Paul. Sarah had an ambitious plan for the table, and she's come up trumps once again. Sarah took some pretty pictures, uploaded them to social media, and unsurprisingly, all of the boxes were snapped up. Now, Sarah's off to visit Paul to hand over the profit.
Hello.
Paul, hi there.
Hi, nice
to see
you.
How are you?
I'm very well, how are you?
Yes, very well. So I saw you getting rid of quite a few bits and pieces because of relocation. How's it all going?
It's going fine. It's going fine. We complete in a couple of weeks' time.
Right.
And, you know, we've got a lot less stuff now than we did have because most of it's in the tip.
So I think it had been in your wife's family for quite some time, hadn't it?
It had. It was owned by her great-uncle, who was from Russia originally and moved to Paris, and I think that's where he bought it from.
Well, I think it was probably a Chinese table, but I decided to use the inspiration of its Russian connections to make something out of it.
OK.
Any idea what it might be?
No idea. No idea.
Well, actually, Russians, I think, are famous for producing beautiful boxes with decoration on the top.
Right.
So I used the top of your table to create these.
Wow, look at that.
So
How clever is that?
all those lovely bits on the table
Yeah.
that had that design left on them, I cut them out and I turned them into gift boxes.
Brilliant. Look at that. That's really clever.
What do you think?
Really good. Yeah, really clever. I never thought of that.
Well, I tried to introduce some luxury materials. They've got some leather and some walnut to go with
Yeah.
those beautiful images on the top. And then I put pictures of them up on social media to see if anybody fancied them. So I'm pleased to say they've got a £90 profit
Is
here
that
for
right?
you.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's amazing.
An absolute pleasure. I always put people on the spot on the doorstep.
Yeah.
Is there something you might spend that money on? Does anything spring to mind?
Well, I think I'll give it to my wife, Caroline, as it was her great-uncle's table, and she handles the money anyway, so it's for her.
Fantastic. Well, I'm so pleased that we managed to save your table.
I think it's so clever what you did, too. I think it's great. So imaginative.
Well, thank you very much. Well, I hope you enjoy that, spending that money,
Yeah,
whatever it might be on.
Thank
and
you very much.
yeah, good luck with the rest of the moving.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Wonderful. Another great result neatly boxed away.
Well, I think Paul appreciated all the hard work that went into those boxes. Just wonder what Caroline's going to do with the money.
Sarah spent £20 on the task. The boxes were sold for £110, leaving a 90 quid profit for Paul. In beautiful Bristol, Leanne is giving the Art Deco tub chair the once-over before Sarah's arrival.
This project was really great. We may have got a bit carried away, and I think Sarah's going to like it. It was quite a bizarre brief, really. Macaroons.
Well, I'm back to pick up the deco chair. It had lost its charms before, but I'm hoping the girls have made it into something really magical.
No one was under any illusions about the state of this little chair. But that was before our Bristol magicians cast their spell on it. Leanne and her team have given it a bold new look. Adding to the frame, they have enhanced the original shape and style. And they haven't held back on the upholstery either. Sarah was looking for a colourful transformation, and the girls have certainly achieved that, along with some intricate detailing of their very own. And the chair complies with current UK fire safety standards. It's certainly a dramatic change, but will Sarah like it?
Hello. Macaroons! Oh my goodness, I love it. Macaroons and bridges and hot air balloons.
We may have got a bit carried away.
It looks beautiful.
It was one of those projects where you start changing a little element of it, and then before you know it, you just keep going, and then.
I think that's fantastic. There's beach huts, castles, hot air balloons. Really beautiful.
It's great, isn't it?
Fantastic feeling as well. And thank you for going for the macaroon palette. Do you like it? Or...
Yeah, it was not our usual style to do this sort of pastel-y colours.
Yeah.
But actually, it just was so exciting to build it. And when these shapes started coming out and the colours working together, we got really excited making it.
What I think that is going to catch somebody's imagination, hot air balloons and pastel macaroons aren't going to be everybody's cup of tea, are they? But I think you've given it a strong look and it needed to have some oomph put back into it. So I'm delighted.
It's really cute.
Really cute, but a big job. How's the budget?
We probably spent a little bit longer than we would have usually, but
Yeah.
we enjoyed it so much. We came in on budget.
Fantastic. And I really appreciate the extra work because it looks like somebody's enjoyed themselves making it. So thank you.
Brilliant, thanks.
And if you pack it up, I'll get it shipped out when it's sold. It's fantastic, thank you.
Amazing.
Amazing indeed.
OK, well, I asked for macaroons and I certainly got them. Beautiful pastel colours on that chair and a lovely restructure. That's a cracker.
Michael was doing a good deed for his friend Rita by packing the chair off to the tip. But in Sarah's hands, he had high hopes for it.
From what I hear of Sarah, she will do wonders with it and it will look absolutely fabulous. That much I can say, and I'm sure that Rita will be absolutely delighted.
Thankfully, the talented team in Bristol made sure the chair ended up looking absolutely fabulous. And as a result, it was gobbled up by a private buyer. Now Sarah's knocking on Michael's door to hand over the profit.
Hello there.
Sarah.
Michael, lovely
Nice
to
to
see
see you.
How are you?
Oh, tired.
Tired.
But happy.
Excellent. Well, I know that when I met you, you were helping out an old neighbour of yours.
That's right.
You were being a really good Samaritan, weren't you?
like to say not a Samaritan, just a good friend, trying to help out someone who was struggling to get everything out of the house, and her shed was full. And so I said, I know what to do. I'll hire a van and we'll take it to the dump for you, which is exactly what we did, and then we met you.
Well, it was definitely my lucky day because that tub chair that came out of the back of your van was a lovely find, a great thing to be turning up at the recycling centre. So I've got pictures here to show you.
Oh, that's fantastic. I thought it was special.
It looks
like
this.
Oh, isn't that amazing? I could never envisage that it would come out like that.
Well, it has been given a lot of love and they have decorated it with beautiful balloons and chosen a selection of candy-coloured beautiful wool fabric.
Ooh, look at that.
So that's how it's ended up. What do you really think?
It's just so wonderful. I mean, to think that that would have gone on that tip and we'd never seen it again.
It was nice to save it. It was a sweet thing, and I have got some profit for you.
Ooh.
70 quid.
Well,
That's coming your way.
Well, it's coming to Rita's way, but anyway, she'll be very pleased, I'm sure.
Sorry,
Oh,
it's messy
wonderful.
money, but there it is. £70 for you.
Thank you so much. It's really kind of you, Sarah. Thank you. She'll be thrilled that, I mean, something she thought was going to be thrown away is now giving somebody some pleasure, and I think that means an awful lot to her.
And so say all of us.
Lovely to see you. Bye-bye.
And you, bye-bye. Well, everybody should have a friend like Michael. What a lovely thing to do for somebody. Little Chair's got a new home, and Rita has got £70.
The project costs came to £425. The chair was sold for £495, leaving a £70 profit for Rita. In West Yorkshire, Bruce is giving his project a final polish before Sarah arrives.
Sarah's on her way. She didn't give me much to work with, but I hope she likes what I made her.
It's time to find out, Bruce.
Well, Bruce has got a fantastic sense of design, great taste and an amazing skill set. And boy, is he going to need all of that stuff, because those coat hooks, well, they had nothing good about them, did they?
Well, the old racks were no longer a fitting place to hang your hat. But now, Bruce has crafted a sleek and contemporary coat stand and 2 stylish coat racks. His modern design stands proudly, embracing a touch of Sarah's fortress idea alongside some very stylish touches. Using a process called lamination, he has combined a mix of quality hardwoods to create stunning backdrops for the original metal hooks. The new racks have quality, elegance, and are all heart.
Bruce?
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing?
Good, how you been?
You've given them style.
Yeah, I did.
It looks fantastic. It's so retro and cool, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you.
And I see the little salvaged items.
Yeah,
You
they're
managed to get them
basically
on.
just on the top there.
Okay, so talk me through what you did. So you
I laminated wood together, and then made the legs, and then just put these little strips as like a little highlight. You said kind of like a castle Citadel thing, so I put little points in there just to kind of give it a little bit extra detail.
They are fantastic. It's got a real finesse to it, hasn't it? It's got real
It's got
energy,
motion, yeah,
hasn't it?
Motion. So.
Are you pleased with it?
Yeah, I like it a lot. And I have something else for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have. Since you gave me so many hooks, I made you a bonus. There you go. So it's just
beautiful.
laminated woods, and I just put the hooks on the laminated woods. And then, last but not least, another bonus. So
oh, how sweet.
this
Oh,
one,
that was the strange one.
the one strange hook. I found a piece of wood that was cracked, so I made a little broken heart.
Oh, Bruce, these are amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so pleased to see these because I didn't give you much to work
No, you
with.
didn't.
So to get this much out of all of that is fantastic.
That's my favorite.
It is beautiful, isn't it?
really
I'm sorry about your broken heart.
Oh, we've all been there, Bruce. But are you going to break Sarah's heart when it comes to the budget?
Heaps here, and I think it was £150 budget
Yes.
that you were working to.
Yeah,
How'd you get
we're
on?
still on budget.
Well,
That's
you-
all scrap wood anyway, so.
Okay, yeah, because this looks just amazing, and that's so sweet, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, I think that is going to get me out of a lot of trouble on that budget already, let
Okay.
alone the rest of it. So
That's good.
that's a fantastic result for me.
Awesome.
You've managed to inject some style and some class into what was definitely leftover material. So
Thank you. It was, in the end, it turned out pretty good. I'm happy with it, yeah, actually.
I bet you are. I mean, as a
Little package.
yeah, whole package is really, really beautiful.
No problem, thank you.
Great finish too. Well, I'm going to say thank you so much, and I'll see if I
Your
get them
arms are full.
sold. Yeah,
Thank you, good luck.
I'll be back for that.
Okay, sounds good. So Sarah loved the items and she enjoyed the bonus. It was a nice surprise and it was nice to see her expression when I pulled them out.
Well, Bruce certainly put all his skills to good use. This lot is amazing, inspired by a few reclaimed items. I've got a whole range here.
When Sarah met her at the tip, Claire was keen for the coat hooks to find a new home.
I really hope they're going to go in a family home. I hope other children are going to hang their coats up on those hooks in the same way that we did.
Bruce took them on and gave the hooks a whole new lease of life. The coat stand was sold to Sunflowers in the Sea, a gift shop in Manchester. Owner Joe was hooked.
I'm absolutely loving it. Bruce has done a great job. It's a great design and perfect for the shop and for the scarves and things that I'm displaying on it.
And the 2 coat racks were also sold, both going to private buyers. Now Sarah's on her way to visit Claire to hand over the profit.
Hi there.
Hello, Sarah.
Nice to see you
Lovely
again.
to
How
see
are
you.
you?
Sorry about the dog.
That's all right, love dogs. So your coat hooks, they actually went to a great maker called Bruce, and he's got a really lovely, quirky way of working with things. So
Great.
here's how they ended up.
Oh, wow, I love the wood. It's beautiful.
So he sandwiched lots of different woods together to make that. He also made
Stunning.
a
That is
stand-up.
really stunning.
And finally, he's also made a
That's lovely.
heart. He's done well, and they have actually gone off to some places. So I've got money for you as well.
Wow.
I've got £100 here for
That's
your old coat
amazing.
hooks.
That's absolutely amazing. Goodness. Wow.
Any thoughts about what you might do with the money?
Yes, I was thinking, we do actually use the Milford tip a lot, and the guys there are so incredibly helpful. They're always helping me sort things, lift things, so we thought we could give it to them and they can just put it towards their next social, their next night out together.
Perfect. Lovely to catch
Very
up.
nice
Thank
to
you ever
see
so
you
much,
again.
Claire. Okay,
Pleasure.
bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Well, I think Bruce did really well there. He added his own unique style to those hooks, and Claire is definitely going to be the most popular person at the recycling centre.
It cost £150 to transform the hooks. They all sold for a combined total of £250, leaving Claire with a profit of £100. Sarah salvaged 3 tired items. The Bristol ladies reached new heights with the tub chair. Bruce hooked us up with some serious style. And Sarah boxed up a beautiful transformation.
Well, what an eclectic mix of tip finds, and with the help of some very talented makers, 3 things have been saved from the scrap heap and transformed into beautiful saleable items.